Welcome back to the cookie oven and this week's code cookie. Today we're going to talk, as I promised in the last episode, we're going to talk more about API, our PowerShell API. And a question we have gotten pretty often is, can you approve a task for someone else? And in the UI, the answer is, in the UI you cannot, but with the API you can. So I'm going to demonstrate this now. So first off, we create a service called approval all day. Very funny. Haha. Create. Working. Okay. And it's for the demonstration purpose. I'm just skipping past the form. I'm putting an approval in here. I'm gonna put a user here, and we say Gregory Peck at Hollywood.com. And this user doesn't exist in Zervicepoint. I just made it up. But let's say that Gregory is on vacation and someone goes into Zervicepoint and orders this service. Approval all day. I'm just ordering. I have Swedish here. I'm just gonna change to English for all my fans around the world. No, not Swedish. English. Botswana. We have so many options. I'm gonna go with Great Britain, perhaps? Oh, forget it. There we go. Okay, so now we have placed this order and we're waiting on approval. I go into the API and let's see if we can find the order. I'm just going to get all orders. No, I'm going to go to my activity feed and I can see this is order 1098. Gets CP order ID 1098. URL, I need to provide that because I'm using the key authentication here. And order, here's the order. Okay. And there's no task yet. Okay, I don't have my process system running. I'm just gonna fire that off. And if I go here, refresh, the request is waiting for review. Okay, so now a task has been created. Go back here and we need to retrieve the order again. And now we can see that we have a task here. So I can go and check on tasks. This is an array, so I'm going to look at it first. And here we have the task itself. We'll have the state here, it says open. And we can actually run this command that's called sets cp task status. And that takes a task unique ID, and we can get that from our order. If we look over here, it's on unique ID, so I can type like this. And approval status. I can choose approved here. And a good practice will be perhaps to provide a comment here as well. So I will just write approved by administrator per request of CEO. And we hit, oh, I forgot to provide a URL. The URL is the URL to our web API. There you go. So if I go back in here, refresh, and that's me, approve the request, approved by administrator per request of CEO. Cool. So then we can override managers that are on vacation if we have that very powerful access of the API key user or API store API user, store API administrator. A little curious detail here is that we assign this to a user that have never been logged into Zervicepoint. I just made up Gregory Peck at hollywood.com. So if we have a quick look on that, we can actually find that using the get ZP user profile with the search text parameter, Gregory. And we need to provide URL. And we see that this profile is temporary. I talked about this briefly in the previous video. This is temporary because he hasn't been logged in. And this way we can actually create user profiles for all users in a directory before they even been logged in. And we can decide which language or culture to set in a script as well. We've done that for customers actually, because we have like multinational companies that we want to make sure they don't need to choose the language. We can actually set the language for them depending on some attribute on their directory accounts. Okay, see you next week. We'll continue talking about the API, I believe, and show you some additionally even cooler features. Till then.